sand. How you laughed when I cried each time I saw the tide take our love letters in the sand. You made a vow that you would always be true, but somehow that vow meant nothing to you. Now my poor heart just aches with every wave that breaks over love letters in the sand. The sunbeams kissed the sand, my fate was in your hands the day I met you, dear. And though I find you gone, your memory lingers on. I can't forget you, dear. On a day like today, we pass the time away, writing love letters in the sand. How you laughed when I cried each time I saw the tide dig our love letters in the sand. You made a vow that you would always be true, but somehow that vow meant nothing to you. Now my poor heart just aches with every wave that breaks over love letters in the sand. Oh dear, I'm so tired and so lonesome. I wonder why Mama don't come. She told me to close my pretty blue eyes, and when I awoke she'd be home. I guess I'll go out and find Papa. He must have stopped in at the store. That great long room filled with bottles, I wish he would go there no more. Sometimes he's so sick when he comes home, he staggers and falls on the stairs. And once when he came in the parlor, he kicked at my poor little chair. But I love him, I guess I'll go find him. I know he will gladly come home, and then it won't be dark and lonesome, waiting for Mama to come. Cried when she reached him, her voice ringing out sweet and clear. I knew if I'd come I would find you, and now I am glad I am here. For a moment the red eyes gazed wildly into that face sweet and fair. As the demon possessed him, he grabbed at the back of a chair. In a moment the whole thing was over. The work of his deed was complete, and poor little innocent Blossom lay quivering and crushed at his feet. He clasped the bright form to his bosom and fondled the sweet curly hair. For a moment the baby's lips trembled, and then little Blossom was dead. Now I've got no use for the women, a true one may seldom be found. They'll use a man for his money, when it's gone they'll turn him down. They're all alike at the bottom, selfish and grasping for all. They'll stay by a man while he's winning, and laugh in his face at his fall. My pal was an honest young puncher, honest and upright and true, but he turned to a hard-shooting gunman on account of a girl named Lou. He fell in with evil companions, the kind who are better off dead. When a gambler insulted her picture, he filled him full of lead. All through the night they trailed him, through mesquite and thick chaparral, and I couldn't help think of the woman as I saw him pitch and fall. If she'd been the pal that she should have, he might have been raising a son instead of out there on the prairie to die by the ranger's gun. Death's sharp sting did not trouble, his chances for life were too slim, but where they were putting his body was all that worried him. He lifted his head on his elbow, the blood from his wound flowed red. He gazed at his pals grouped around him and whispered to them and said, bury me out on the prairie, where the coyotes may howl o'er my grave. Bury me out on the prairie, but from them my bones please save. Wrap me up in my blanket, bury me deep in the ground, cover me over with boulders of granite so gray and round. I'd rather be in some dark hollow where the sun don't ever shine than to be at home alone, just knowing that she's gone. That would cause me to lose my mind. So freight train, blow your whistle, take me far on down the track. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm going, but I'm never coming back. in some dark hollow where the sun don't ever shine, than to be in some big city in a small room with her on my mind. So freight train, blow your whistle, take me far on down the track. I'm going away, I'm leaving today. I'm a-going, but I'm never coming back. They gave him his orders at Monroe, Virginia, saying, Steve, you way behind time. This is not 38, but old 97, you must have put her into center on time. He looked around and said to his black, greasy fireman, just shovel in a little bowl of coal. And when we cross that white oak mountain, you can watch old 97 roll. It's a mighty rough road from Lynchburg to Danville on a line with a 3-mile grade. It was on that grade he lost his air brakes, and you see what a junk he made. They were going down the road making 90 miles an hour when the whistle broke into a scream. He was found in the wreck with his hand on the throttle and was scalded to death by the steam. Now, ladies, you must all take a warning from this time now and on. Never speak harsh words to your true loving husband. He may leave you and never return. It was on last Christmas evening, the snow was on the ground. At his home in North Carolina, the murderer he was found. His name was Charlie Lawson, and he had a loving wife, but they never knew what caused him to take his family's life. They say he killed his wife at first, and the little ones did cry. Please, Papa, won't you spare our lives? We are too young to die. But the raging man could not be stopped. He would not heed their calls. He kept on firing fatal shots until he killed them all. And now farewell, kind friends at home, I'll see you all no more. But when Again up there my troubles will be o'er. They did not carry him to jail, no lawyer would he pay. They will have his trial in another land on a final judgment day. They all were buried in a crowded grave while the angels watched from above. Come home, my little ones, to the land of peace and love. May I sleep in your barn tonight, mister? It's so cold lying out on the ground. The cold north wind is a-whistling, and I have no place to lie down. I have no tobacco or matches, and I'm sure I will do you no harm. I will tell you my story, kind mister, though it cuts in my heart like a thorn. It was 3 years ago this past summer. I'll never forget that sad day when a stranger came out from the city and said that he wanted to stay. My wife said she'd like to be earning something to add to our home. She coaxed till I finally consented that the stranger could stay in our home. One night coming home from my work, sir, I was singing and whistling with joy, expecting a kind-hearted welcome and a kiss from my wife and my boy. Nothing there could I find but a letter. It was laying in the room on the stand. The moment my eyes fell upon it, I picked it right up in my hand. Now the words that were written in this letter were enough to drive a poor man wild. For that hard-hearted stranger and Nellie had run off and taken my child. Now I know there's a God up in heaven, as I've always been taught to believe. And I know that he'll give to that stranger the dues that he ought to receive. I was driving down a lonely road one dark and stormy night, when a little girl by the roadside showed up in my headlights. I stopped and she got in back, and in a shaky tone she said, "My name is Mary, please won't you take me home?" She must have been so frightened, all alone there in the night. There was something strange about her. Her face was deathly white. She sat so pale and silent, in the backseat all alone. I never will forget the night I took Mary home. I pulled into the driveway where she told me to go. Got out to help her from the car and opened up the door. I just could not believe my eyes. The backseat was bare. I looked all around the car, but Mary wasn't there. A light shone from the porch. A lady opened up the door. I asked about the little girl that I was looking for. In sadness she gently smiled and brushed a tear away. She said it sure was nice of you to go out of your way. But 13 years ago tonight, in a wreck just down the road, our darling Mary lost her life, and oh, we miss her so. Oh, thank you for your trouble and the kindness you have shown. You're the 13th one that's been here bringing Mary home. One evening while out for a ramble, the hour was just about 9. I met a young maiden in Frisco on the corner of Cherry and Pine. On her face there was beauty of nature, and her eyes seemed to expand. Her hair so rich and so brilliant was entwined in a blue velvet band. We strolled down the street together. In my pocket she placed her small hand. She planted the evidence on me, a diamond that was worth 10 grand. Well, I heard the old scream of a siren, and the girl in the blue velvet band left me to face all the trouble. That diamond that was worth 10 grand. They sent me to San Quentin for stealing. God knows I'm an innocent man, but the guilty one now she lies dying, my girl in the blue velvet band. At night when bedtime is ringing, I stand looking out through the bars. I fancy I hear a voice calling far out on that ocean of stars. I'll be out in a week and I'm a-leaving, but I'll carry the name of a man who spent 10 years in prison for the girl in the blue velvet band. When I get out, I'll endeavor to live in some distant land. I'll bid farewell to old Frisco and the girl in the blue velvet bag. I'll deck my brow with roses, the loved one may be there. The gems that others gave me will shine within my hand. And even those who know me will think my heart is light. My heart may break tomorrow, but I'll be all smiles tonight. I'll be all smiles tonight, love. I'll be all smiles tonight. My heart may break tomorrow, but I'll be all smiles tonight. And when the room he entered, the bride upon his arm, I stood and gazed upon him as though he were a charm. Once he smiled upon her, and once he smiled on me. They knew not what I suffered, 'cause they saw no change in me. I'll be all smiles tonight, love. I'll be all smiles tonight. My heart may break tomorrow, but I'll be all smiles tonight. Well, I wonder how the old folks are at home. I wondered if they miss me while I roam. I wondered if they pray for the boy who went away and left his dear old parents all alone. You could hear the cattle lowing in the lane, see the fields of bluegrass where I'd roam. You could almost hear them cry as they kissed their boy goodbye. But I wonder how the old folks are at home. village and a homestead on the farm, and a mother's a love to shield you from all harm. A mother's a love so true, a sweetheart that loves you, a village and a homestead on the farm. You could hear the cattle lowing in the lane, see the fields of bluegrass where I'd roam. You could almost hear them cry as they kiss their boy goodbye. Well, I wonder how the old folks are at home. You could hear the cattle lowing in the lane, see the fields of bluegrass where I'd roam. You could almost hear them cry as they kissed their boy goodbye. Well, I wonder how the old folks are at home. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmie Brown. Everybody knows I am the newsboy of the town. You'll hear me yelling Morning Star as I run along the street. I have no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. I have no hat upon my head, no shoes upon my feet. I'm awful cold and hungry, sir, my clothes are torn and thin. I wander about from place to place, my daily bread to win. Never mind, sir, how I look, don't look at me and frown. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmie Brown. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmie Brown. My father died a drunkard, sir, I've heard my mother say, and I am helping mother, sir, as I journey on my way. Mother always tells me, sir, I've nothing in this world to lose. I'll get a place in heaven, sir, to sell the gospel news. Never mind, sir, how I look, don't look at me and frown. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmie Brown. I sell the morning paper, sir, my name is Jimmie Brown. Dear Morton wrote a mother, how much longer must I wait before you send my boy back home to me? She didn't know the angels had unlocked the prison gates. The one she loved at last had been set free. The warden read the letter and then he softly cried, as with these words of sorrow he replied, there's a little box of pine on the 729, bringing back a lost sheep to the fold. For a pardon from above has returned the one you love. A sadder story never has been told. Though he's taking his last ride, never more this world to roam. On his face there is a smile, for he knows he's going home. There's a little box of pine the 729, bringing back a lost sheep to the fold. The church was filled with loved ones as the service did begin. His broken-hearted mom and dad were there. The preacher told the story, what a good boy he had been. For one mistake, the price is so unfair. He oft sang in the choir while the organ softly played, and in this very church he always prayed. Now in the valley there are tears after all these lonely years. The black sheep has been sent back to the fold, for a pardon from above has returned the one you love. A sadder story never has been told. Though he's taking his last ride, never more this world to roam. On his face there is a smile, for he knows he's going home. That little box of pine on the 729 has returned the lost sheep to the fold. Remembering, dear, when your love meant everything, when the memory of your kiss remained with me. In our future, you and me left it all in memory. I've relived it o'er and o'er, remembering the day we met and wondering if you ever really loved and cared for me. Thought we'd be so happy, dear, there together through the years. Now I'm left here all alone, remembering. If the world could only know the many things that have made my aching heart look longingly, and the days spent happily when alone, just you and me. Such a lovely past I see, remembering the words you said and didn't mean. I believe with all my heart you wanted me. Guess my thoughts were idle schemes. You found someone new, it seems. Hope someday I find you here, remembering. These hands ain't the hands of a gentleman. These hands are calloused and old. These hands raised a family. These hands raised a home. Now these hands raised to praise the Lord. These hands won the heart of my loved one, and with hers they were never alone. If these hands filled their task, then what more could one ask? For these fingers have worked to the bone. Now don't try to judge me by what you'd be, for my life ain't been much success. While some people have power, still they grieve, while these hands brought me happiness. Now I'm tired and I'm old, and I ain't got much gold. Maybe things ain't been all that I planned. God above, hear my plea. When it's time to judge me, take a look at these hard-working hands. Now I'm tired and I'm old, and I ain't got much gold. Maybe things ain't been all that I planned. God above, hear my plea. When it's time to judge me, take a look at these hard-working hands. On a dark, stormy night, as the train rattled on, all the passengers had gone to bed, except one young man with a babe in his arms, who sat with a bowed down head. The innocent one began crying, as though his poor heart would break. Make that child stop its noise, one angry man said, for it's keeping all of us away. Put it out, said another, don't keep it in here. We've paid for our berth and won't rest. But never a word said the man with the child, as he fondled it close to his breast. Where is its mother? Go take it to her. A maiden then softly said, I wish that I could, was the man's sad reply, but she's dead in the coach ahead. While the train rolled onward, a husband sat in tears, thinking of the happiness of just a few short years. Baby's face brings pictures of a cherished hope that's dead, but baby's cries can't waken her in the baggage coach ahead. It's been many years since we were childhood sweethearts, blissful days I'll never forget. And you know I still love you, little darling, though the years bring me only regret. Oh, I love you, my darling, how I love you. If I talk, will you try to me, I love you. And I'll still write your name in the sand. And I've waited but only in vain. Now I know that I've lost you, my darling, but I'll still sing the same old refrain. Oh, I love you, my darling, how I love you. If I talk, will you try to understand? Makes no difference how you treat me, I love you. And I'll still write your name in the sand. Now I know that your heart was for another, and it grieves me more than I can stand. Though I've lost the only one that I care for, I will still write your name in the sand. Oh, I love you, my darling, how I love you. If I talk, will you try to understand? Makes no difference how you treat me, I love you. And I'll still write your name in the sand. Six more miles to the graveyard, 6 more miles left to ride, 6 more miles and leave my darling, leave the best friend I ever had. Oh, I see the rain a-falling and my heart is so sore. 6 more miles and leave my darling, never on this earth to see no more. Blowing, calling my darling back home. 6 more miles and leave my darling, never on this earth to see no more. Leave her in that lonely churchyard, leave my darling all alone. Now I'm sad, my heart is crying as I wander through life alone. As I travel o'er this world just to suit my roving mind, and the messages I get from a dear one left behind, they were filled with sweetest words that so touched me when I heard there, oh there can I forget. These are some things that she'd say. 'Tis sweet to be remembered on a bright old gloomy day. 'Tis sweet to be remembered by a dear one far away. 'Tis sweet to be remembered, remembered. 'Tis sweet to be remembered when you are far away. It's sweet to be remembered on a bright or gloomy day. It's sweet to be remembered by a dear one far away. It's sweet to be remember. 'Tis sweet to be remembered when you are far away. In dreams of yesterday I wandered back to my little cabin door. I strolled beside an old rock garden and saw familiar scenes once more. I heard the organ softly playing. Its music came so sweet and low. And I heard my mother softly singing, as oft I did so long ago. I was dreaming of a little cabin when I heard somebody call my name. I looked and saw a sweet old lady, and it seemed I was a child again. She gently put her arms around me and kissed her little boy once more. And I knew it was the same sweet mother who had kissed them many times before. I heard her sing the Rock of Ages and silver threads among the gold. She told me once again of Jesus within that little cabin fold. She opened up the family Bible where the family record used to be. And I knew it was the same sweet mother who years ago had cradled me. I was dreaming of a little cabin when I heard somebody call my name. I looked and saw a sweet old lady, and it seemed I was a child again. She gently put her arms around me and kissed her little boy once more. And I knew it was the same sweet mother who had kissed me many times before.